What do you think your chances are?
Well, I don't know, because my viewers have a hard time voting with one hand, so I really hope that they participated, but I've been licking the mic really hard this year, so, I hope it pays off.
Dude, I've been making guap in my room, and little do they know that they're telling me to get a whole job like that.
Yeah.
Like, I've been making the most money.
Like, if you think this affects your standing or your social credibility in getting jobs, you are so sadly mistaken.
You know how many boys, your fans, watch these girls who live in your house and jack off to them daily and have to go on antidepressants and all this shit? No, it's not, dog. Be honest.
Welcome back to another episode of Idiot Influencers. Today we'll be going after an entire genre of influencers, rather than just a singular entity, the OnlyFans influencers. Last year, while I was working on my Tinder documentary, I realized just how numerous these types of influencers are, as they use this dating app in order to gain more customers. I want to dive deeper into the reasons why I dislike most OnlyFans influencers, but it's not for just some simple reason like disliking sex work. It goes much deeper than that. And to make this video more diverse, I'll be splitting these segments based on the 7 deadly sins.
Yeah, strong woman. Oh, thank you, baby. This is so cute. You're fake.
Remember that NPC trend that took over last summer? Pinky Doll was basically the face of that trend. She livestreamed for hours pretending to be a non-playable character in a video game in order to gain lots of money. That's not the only reason why she did this. Pinky Doll also used this rise in popularity to promote her OnlyFans, using really sketchy tactics that do so. She actually lied about her age, saying she was 19 instead of actually being 27. Some speculate this was her attempt to appeal to younger viewers, and others have a more far-fetched theory, saying she was trying to attract pedophiles. There was even a post made in April 2023 where she says she was 15 years old. What the actual fuck? This is clearly some form of viral marketing to get more people to buy her lewd photos, but these tactics are morally disturbing. When she was finally called out over all this, she went back to claiming she was 27 on all of her social media accounts. One of my main problems with OnlyFans is that many of these girls are trying to appeal to young teenage boys, getting them hooked on porn and creating addictions to get more money out of them. Pinky Doll is one of the greatest examples of this. Her NPC content squarely appeals to young boys, who will shell out money just for the chance to interact with her. It's basically man's first cam girl, in a way. It's hard for me to find statistics on this though, as many can't include data from those under 18. But who else over that age is watching this besides those ridden of brain rot?
Balloon. Balloon. Yes, 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 yes. Gang, gang. Gang, gang. Gang, gang.
All these streams are as a fetish that was allowing Pinky Doll to make $10,000 a day at one point. Despite the fame and brand deals she was able to get from this, it hasn't been all glamour and luxury for Pinky Doll. Her OnlyFans would get leaked, resulting in a hilariously infuriating rant where she talks like this.
It don't stop. It don't stop. And I see all this website. How dare you? You gonna let other people put my face, my body out here doing stuff like that? How dare you? Without asking an ID. Where's the ID terms? Tell me that. What's up? I'ma tell you something today. I'ma sue all of you. All of you are gonna sue you. I'm gonna sue you. Y'all wanna play with me? You allow other people post Pinky Doll? Really? Cause you know you're about to get paid? Well, guess what? I'm about to get all that money. All that money.
She would attempt to sue these sites for leaking her photos, but that seemed to go nowhere. It seems like she's given up on OnlyFans and has removed all traces of it from her other socials.
You know my dad owns this place, right? Oh yeah, did you
Jack could easily fit under the greedy category, but gluttony fits him too, as that term means to overindulge in something. Jack Doherty fits this so well, as he's overindulged in both greed and attention. He's basically this little shit who goes out in public and starts fights with people, only to hide behind his bodyguard when his victims finally retaliate. He's a general nuisance who hasn't stopped producing hypebeast content that was popular half a decade ago. He's now tailored it to Gen Alpha, and advertises OnlyFans models to them. This all began a few years ago, when he began his own OF account as soon as he turned 18. His core audience of 13-year-old boys didn't care, so he began managing the accounts of OF girls. He'd prominently feature these girls on his channel, and chill out their other socials, basically encouraging his fans to flock over to their more not safe for work material. This shit is flat out disgusting, as he'll also link this material and content involving very young children. Even more malicious than that are the allegations levied by Natalie Reynolds, one of the girls Jack was managing. In late December 2023, she said on Twitter, Jack Doherty has paid someone to take down and ban my Instagram account. Insecure narcissist is mad he can't make money off me anymore, and I'm releasing the truth. Stick to grooming minors. Oh, by the way, the grooming thing ain't a joke, lol. This girl was 17 and Jack waited months for her birthday to get her drunk and sign a contract on a yacht. Now obviously these are just allegations, and there's not really much evidence to this. Nat is also pretty unlikable and just as clout hungry as Jack. She also claims he pocketed over $1 million worth of her OF money, only to spend lots of it on expensive Christmas presents, so he won't have to pay as much in taxes. Jack has refuted these allegations, though many are mixed on the situation as a whole. I think WillyMacShow put it best.
It's really messed up because she's either telling the truth and is too stupid to substantiate these claims, hurting future victims that fall for these contracts, or she's making it up for clout, hurting actual victims that come forward, which is possible because she's willing to do anything for views. She faked being a pedophile for views.
But still, Jack makes content encouraging delinquency and advertises porn to minors.
You act hard when no one. Hey, subscribe my OnlyFans right now.
It's not above him to pressure young girls into becoming OF models when they turn 18 and scamming them out of their money. Oh, and Jack, don't even think about having some network claim this video for featuring 10-second clips of you. Amouranth is part of the Poggers community, an unofficial group made up of some of the most popular Twitch streamers. People like XQC.
What's Sparky's favorite snack?
Apple.
Apples, yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Hassan Piker.
America deserved 9/11, dude. Fuck it, I'm saying it.
Ludwig, Asmongold, Pokimane, and many others that most normal people don't care about. I'll address this group more later on in this video, but it's important to mention that because of their casual support of Amouranth and her actions. Amouranth is a lewd cosplayer who is popular for doing hot tub streams, now using her fame to promote an OnlyFans. In 2022, she claimed that her allegedly abusive husband put her up to this, forcing her to make adult content. Some were doubtful of this, poking holes in the story. Like, why would he blow up on her while she was streaming? You would have thought he'd know that she was live. But once they separated, she went right back to making adult content. Now I myself am not dismissing it completely, but it seems like she blew this up publicly to create sympathy. This got many from the Poggers community on her side, defending her pretty aggressively. It's a pretty one-sided case, so obviously people are going to ask questions. In May 2023, Amouranth announced the launch of an AI version of herself. Being produced by the company Forever Voiced, it would allow her fans to engage with a chatbot that would use Amouranth's voice. This didn't go through at first, as the CEO, John Mayer, was arrested for attempted arson. She would finally launch the service in January 2024, and oh boy, is it a success. A concerning success, as it basically allows porn-addicted men to pay money to flirt and go on pseudo-dates with AI Amouranth. It's just like talking to the real thing, except she actually comes across more like an actual person here.
Oh, Austin sounds like a fun place to have a date. We could go for a romantic walk along Lady Bird Lake, enjoying the city's beautiful skyline, or we could grab some delicious BBQ at Franklin Barbecue or Law Barbecue.
Let me get this straight. To go on a quote-unquote date with AI Amouranth, you go to a restaurant which the AI recommends, probably overpriced. You go up to the staff and say, "Table for one, please," and then you sit alone talking to an AI chatbot being charged by the minute while you're pretending Amouranth is actually there with you.
When asked about its effects on the loneliness epidemic, Amouranth said, "This doesn't cause loneliness, it's probably closer to being therapeutic. It's what people reach for to refrain from feeling alone." What a load of horse crap. She might as well have just stuck her fingers in her ears and went, "La la 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 la, not listening." All this is going to do is encourage her fans to stay at home all day and obsess over her. And then she wonders why so many of her fans stalk her and find ways to meet up with her in real life. She's facilitating it, and then plays dumb and acts the victim. And I'm not justifying the stalker's behavior, I'm just saying she does nothing to stop it. She claims this app will dissuade her fans' creepy behavior, but from what I've seen of it, it'll only encourage it. It's literally allowing people to have sexual conversations with it, as long as you pay. This entire service is like trying to stop someone's weed addiction by giving them crack. It's borderline evil behavior from Amouranth, but none of the big Twitch streamers will say anything bad about it.
I mean, here I am, with my mommy boys, and there's him in the chat just completely oozing with big dick energy.
What?
I don't know how he does it, but he always brings it.
10 out of 10?
Yeah.
What do you think the standard is? 10 out of 10?
Yeah,
What is your standard? Just depends, like...
This segment is going to be a little different, as I'll be criticizing a different genre of influencers who pretend to despise OF models, yet all they do is promote them. Podcasts like Fresh and Fit and the Whatever Podcast, where they pretend to be dating shows in order to get a bunch of women on board. These are usually OF girls or generic Instagram models who are shit on for every word that comes out of their mouths. They want these women to come across as heartless bitches, persuading their audiences to think that all women are like this, when that's obviously not true. And look, these OF models are usually really annoying, but the way these hosts conduct themselves makes them even more insufferable. They have the most surface level takes, like saying that these girls are sluts who only care about money.
You don't know who I am?
You want to hear the uncomfortable reality why girls can't get out the life? They like the fast
And they
money.
stay, and they stay.
Me and Fresh have dated a bunch of strippers and OnlyFans girls.
Yeah.
It's not that they don't make enough money to get out. It's that they love how fast the money
Or
comes.
they don't know
They
what
can't,
else.
can't go back. Let me finish.
And they go burn the money.
And they burn the money, and then they're like, well, you know what? I can make this in a day dancing. They go back to dancing. And the thing is that they can't go back to a real job.
Yep.
There are legitimate things to criticize OnlyFans girls for, but all these guys do is muddy the waters and make this conversation a lot less nuanced. This animation from FreedomToons pretty much sums it up.
And he needs to be okay with me having an OnlyFans. 2 OnlyFans. Yeah. Because of inflation.
This stupid. This stupid.
I am not.
This stupid. This is stupid. I am smarter than the hot 18-year-old. We smart, she's stupid.
I also just find these podcasts to be super hypocritical, as despite being so against sex workers, all they seem to do is promote them. They never bring anyone else on, just women with massive social media followings who need attention. That's the only reason they'd go on these in the first place. The hosts will, of course, link their social medias in the description. It just makes them hypocrites. Hypocrites filled with envy. They're jealous of these women putting so little time and effort into becoming famous, so they use that to their advantage. Now their young and impressionable audience, usually young boys, will go check them out and get hooked. It's a vicious cycle that will never end until the whatever podcast final episode.
There's like some days where I ask Ian, like, have I ruined your life? Like, I feel like...
Anisa has long tried to defend her OnlyFans from critics, which has only made her seem more insecure about it. She announced her OF back in early 2020, when it became a massive meme due to her at the time boyfriend, Idubbbz. Ian had long held a reputation for his hard-hitting videos and carefree attitude, and he initially played along with the meme. He then made a video defending Anisa's OnlyFans, where he gets pissed off at those giving legitimate criticism.
And then future jobs, they might be a little bit harder to come by.
I think this is one of the most important opinions to highlight because it really demonstrates a severe lack of real-world experience when you're saying that future jobs are going to be harder to come by because of an OnlyFans account. Like, if you think this affects your standing or your social credibility in getting jobs, you are so sadly mistaken.
His face gets visibly red throughout, despite claiming that most of the jokes were fine.
A good amount of people are just doing the reasonable thing and just making jokes and laughing about it.
The statement is aged like milk, since many claim that Froggy Fresh was kicked out of their boxing event for making such a joke. Ian would dismiss this, saying that he kicked Froggy due to working with Sam Hyde. Why doesn't he like Sam Hyde? Well, from what he says in his Froggy video, it's because Sam has made numerous jokes about her OnlyFans.
It's the Anisa Joma hole stretcher. I'm sending this to Anisa's OnlyFans. It goes directly into charity. Yeah. Everybody hates him and his wife's a slut.
Let me just say, Anisa is just trying to exist. You know, she doesn't want anything to do with the drama. She doesn't want anything to do with this shit. And I have brought a lot of it into her life.
Ian pretends as if Anisa is just trying to live her life in peace, despite constantly inserting herself into drama and fanning the flames. If you look at her Twitter, she's always making posts victimizing herself and trying to bait attention from her legion of fans. She thinks of her haters as these like terminally online incels, which I always find ironic. Anisa, your fans are the incels. They're the ones buying the OnlyFans to look at pictures of your butthole. There's a really funny clip I forgot to show in my Idubbbz documentary, where Sam and his crew are scrolling through her OnlyFans like it's a used car site.
He's new?
No.
Don't explicitly talk about what we're looking at.
We're not looking at. We're looking at a website
We're
that
looking
I
at stocks.
created.
Whoa. Oh, okay.
That was scary.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
nuts.
A little bit of poop in in there. there.
Browning action.
It was nice.
Browned.
I mention it because of this moment.
Is that his hand?
I don't think so.
What?
What's the most unusual?
My standards are fine.
The most unusual one. The most unusual one is this one.
Because whose hand is that?
Oh no. Yeah. No. There's no tattoos on that hand. That's all I'm gonna say. That's Muhammad.
For those of you wondering, that's why you keep hearing people call Idubbbz a cuck. Anisa is a very narcissistic person, constantly thinking she's at the top of the world while putting down those around her. This even includes Ian, who she's embarrassed on multiple occasions.
I just want to ask him if you've always been shitting your pants. Because since I've known you, you've always had like IBS. You've always been shitting yourself.
Yeah, well.
She also always evades responsibility. She'll brag about her involvement in the content cops and isn't by Ian's side during his apology. When Creator Clash 2 failed, she is also nowhere to be seen when Ian is explaining why. She's the main promoter for the event, yet she did a terrible job. And it's not like she does anything else, just occasional porno shoots and hosting a boring podcast. It's all to fuel her ego and reputation. She desperately wants to be part of the Poggers community, which is why you see her sucking up to people like Hassan. The thing I find most hypocritical about Anisa is her stance on what's a business risk. Her and Ian banned Sam Hyde from the first Creator Clash because they claim he's a business risk. And to be fair, he's not exactly PC.
I can say the N-word all day, Simon.
I never heard you say it.
I can say it all day long.
Say it. Oh shit. You said all the words.
But at the same time, Anisa, you're an e-thought. You market yourself that way and it's your only other job. You also have Fansly as one of your sponsors, which if you don't know is basically an OnlyFans clone. It's like Mega Bloks to Lego. That sponsorship is way more of a business risk than Sam Hyde. Anisa is way more of a business risk than him, since her management of Creator Clash 2 lost him $250,000.
Check out exclusive behind-the-scene content for Creator Clash only at fansly.com/Creator Clash.
It's like some big ethot worshiping party at these things, and I don't get it. I don't get what all this shit is all about. But everybody's there to worship ethos or fucking ethot or like touching ethot's titty or pussy.
The difference is between like sex workers and non-sex workers is that we just get paid to fuck.
So Lust for Goddess is an OnlyFans creator who I only knew about due to appearing in a Tuv video. And I like Tuv a lot, but this interview was not it. Around 20 minutes into his OnlyFans Girls Who Became Horrible Criminals video, Tuv brings on Luna, who is just a generic OnlyFans model. She basically used his platform to promote her business to other women, which I have a problem with for multiple reasons. For one, the interview was supposed to be about the dangers of OnlyFans, but she immediately starts bragging about herself. She says she got herself into the business only a month after turning 18, and is now the top 3.2% of OF creators in terms of profits.
So I got into OnlyFans when I was it was 1 month after I turned 18. I already had OnlyFans in the back of my mind like when I was 17, but I really like went with it when I was 18.
She gives tips on how to make bank off simps and make connections with other models. Tuv finally gets her back on topic, asking her about the harassment she's gotten. They then move on to the stigma around sex work.
People really look down upon that because, oh, she's like being sexual and she's open about it and she's showing her nude body to the world. That should be secret and whatever. And like, I feel like it's just super deviant in our society, or that's how it's viewed at least. And I just really feel like sex worker is definitely one of the oldest jobs in like history, bro.
Yeah,
and I don't
very
think
true.
that stigma and shame is never going to completely go away. But I really hope people understand like sex work. Personally, I stay at home and I don't go out do meetups. To people who do meetups, that's great for them. I don't judge them. There's definitely tons of areas of sex work. None of them should be categorized into like degrading terms like a prostitute or something like that. I just feel like it's totally unfair.
So I feel like that angle is overplayed, and it's more of an ethics situation. The reason why the stigma is still around is because of the shady ways OF models promote themselves and the lies they tell. I'd say a lot of people are fond of porn stars doing their thing because they're honest about it. Look at Shinji from Fish Tank. He was straight up with his past as a Japanese porn actor, and everyone in the house respected him for it. He's even able to joke about it. People don't respect OF models because they're stuck up, and market themselves in an overbearing measure. My main problem with this interview is at the end, where Tubb asks if she recommends young women get into sex work.
To the struggling young people out there, would you recommend sex work?
Yes, absolutely. I recommend sex work 1000% because I was dead ass like slaving at a fucking like farm, like working days on end, like fucking like bending over, hunching over, doing actual fucking labor. That was just not it. I was not making good money from that at all. Like, I'm gonna be straight up, I was not making a livable wage. I had to figure out like how the fuck can I work smarter, and OnlyFans was definitely that outlet for me to like build several income streams from doing sex work. It is definitely a great way to make money. There's so many people that be like, get a real job, bro. Like, there's people in real life and online telling me that. Dude, I've been making guap in my room, and little do they know that they're telling me get a whole job like that.
Yeah.
Like, I've been making the most money than I ever have at a 9 to 5.
What she's blatantly ignoring is the fact that most women who do OF rarely make any money. The statistics are easy to find, but the average OnlyFans model makes only around $100 a month. It's barely enough to live off of, which is why most women on there only do it as a side hustle. I bet she knows all this, but is too prideful of her job to mention the downsides. And there are a lot of downsides. Every time Tuv mentions a negative aspect of the platform, she changes the conversation to a more positive aspect. She doesn't mention the mental anguish OnlyFans girls deal with, having to chat with these people who only view you as a sexual object, just for a profit that's way under minimum wage. But Luna's at the top. She can just ignore these issues and spout out a false narrative. She reached success early in an oversaturated market, basically telling others that they can reach a position with little to no work. This is like The Rock, telling aspiring actors that Hollywood is an amazing place that definitely doesn't exploit actors, writers, and others towards the ultimate goal of making money. This was a really pointless thing for Tuv to do that ultimately defeats the point of his video. And I love how he's being super respectful while wearing a bow tie, while she's dressed like this talking about how she rates men's dicks.
They want you to make fun of it. They want you to like say it's
Oh yeah,
small.
even ask me straight up like, can you humiliate me? Can I have it's called a small humiliation video, and they would ask for that.
Damn.
Yeah,
Nah,
there's
girls
a
be
lot
saying
of,
that to me, and I don't even have to pay them.
Doopy was all alone, outside, cold and freezing.
You'll probably know Doopy for being a co-host on the channel Planet Dolan, and for her major involvement in Chris Chan lore. She used to be really well respected, but after leaving Dolan's crew in July 2020, her career went to a downward spiral. She now does OnlyFans, along with drawing lewd fan art for her few remaining fans. I bring her up because she's the perfect example of what happens when you realize OnlyFans is not a sustainable job. You see her constantly begging for money due to being sick or just needing $20 for a pizza. Her Twitter presence is just really pathetic, and I kinda feel bad for her. Her and her fiance broke up, all her old friends left due to drama, and now you see her promoting some sale on her OnlyFans. But at the same time, she's an adult. She's almost 30 and her life is at a standstill. She's gonna have a hard time getting a sustainable job, and she'll continue e-begging more pathetically than James Cage White. As hinted at before, the reason why I dislike OnlyFans creators so much is due to their dishonesty. They lie so much about what they do for a good reputation, instead of owning it and being honest about the sex work industry. I mean, you literally have these OnlyFans models advertising themselves on dating apps, trying to get the attention of random men who are looking for some form of attachment. And even if they are looking for that themselves, you really think people are going to believe them? This dishonesty seems to always stem from trying to save face. Oh, I'm not contributing to parasocial relationships, I'm trying to stop them. Oh, I'm not insecure about being a sex worker, but just stop joking about it, please. There's no negative aspects to being an OnlyFans model, you should start as soon as you turn 18. This is some bossing, say levels of manipulation and gaslighting, yet not as many people will call it out. You'll have these big Twitch streamers rightfully calling out gambling and the misogyny of the Manosphere, yet they turn a blind eye to young people in their audiences getting porn addictions from fellow streamers.
You can't market explicit material through objectification and then preach about how men need to treat women better. You normalize and capitalize off of antisocial behavior just to turn around and detest those who are different than you. You laugh at and mock other celebrities' domestic disputes only for the same issues to lie within your own community. You are not moral or good people. It may be what you market, but it's not what you practice. The ways you'll celebrate an 18-year-old's ability to sell herself, Jesus. But if someone criticizes or challenges them in any way, they're somehow the bad guy. It's disgusting.
But why would they call it out? There's money to be made. Not only does working with these creators get you influence, but also money. These streamers in the Poggers community will gladly take sponsorships from Fansly and similar platforms if it means a few extra bucks in their wallets. They know they have younger viewers watching them, and don't seem to have a problem with them watching people like Amouranth or Tana Mojo, as long as they don't watch content they disagree with. These people are just as morally corrupt as the Manosphere losers they criticize so heavily. So many OnlyFans models are insecure and blame their own issues on others. I won't be surprised if I get comments from them trying to shame me for just talking about this, instead of fixing their own problems. This insecurity is best seen in that phrase, content creators. Instead of outright admitting to taking nudes for money, they try to lump themselves in with others in the business of online entertainment. I'm not making this video because I think OnlyFans shouldn't exist. I just wish the platform and many of its users would be more honest about what they do. They need to be more honest about their intentions, and also dissuade fans from having parasocial relationships with them, but I don't think it'll ever change.